Okay, we can go ahead and get started. Today is January 23, 2025. As a reminder, this meeting is public, recorded, and posted on YouTube. If you have anything that you want to add to the agenda, please feel free to grab the agenda link from your calendar invite and add items to the PRs to discuss, design review, or miscellaneous sections, and we'll come back to those. We're going to first start with going over the items that we are committing to for the 133 Kubernetes release. As a reminder, the release started on the 13th, and the next big milestone on February 6th is going to be the production readiness freeze. So if you have any features that you are expecting to go into this release that you own, please make sure you have kept opened and approved by that date. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our planning spreadsheet, and we'll go ahead and get status updates for the features that we're committing to. If you feel like there is a feature that we should be working on or you're working on for 133 for this SIG and that's not already in the spreadsheet, please let us know and we'll go ahead and get it added to this spreadsheet so that we can track it. For this cycle, we are not doing any further work on recovering from resize failure, leaving that in beta. And same thing with volume group snapshot. We'll move on to CSI volume health. We were considering moving this to beta for this cycle. Um, any updates on this? Any final decision?
Hey, Saad, before moving there, there's a AI note taker. Do you mind remove that?
Sorry, say that again.
There is a AI note taker. Do you mind remove that?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Go ahead and do that.
Okay, so for women health, we had some discussions about that at KubeCon, North America. Um, so I'm going to put together a document, just write down what we have discussed, and I will start have some discussions on the use cases and then decide what to do because there are different ideas being discussed in that meeting at KubeCon.
Got it. And so do we want to commit to the beta or
No, I don't think we are ready yet, so we need
got it.
to talk about it before doing anything.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Shing. Change block tracking, um, alpha for this cycle. Sounds
Yeah,
like work is ongoing
still,
here.
yeah, still ongoing. I think we're getting very close to cut a release.
Cool. Okay. Next is enable privileged containers for Windows to replace CSI proxy for Windows. This is out of tree work, beta for this cycle. Anything new, folks? Okay, I assume the same update still applies here. If anybody has any updates and knows if the status of the Alibaba or AWS implementations, let us know. Okay, we're moving on to SE Linux relabeling using mount options. Plan is to move this to beta for this cycle.
I haven't started yet, but I will update the cap.
Sounds good. Cool, thanks, John. Next is volume attribute class, remaining in beta, adding quota support this cycle. Sunny, are you on the line?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I
Yep.
still created the PR review like in the cap. Just want to see if there is anything more for us to do. The quota changes, like color is still making changes. I think because Chinese New Year is coming up, I'm not sure if we can make it, but we will work towards that.
Cool. No worries. Thank you for the update, Sunny. I'm going to mark this as started. And then auto delete PVCs. I think we can go ahead and remove this one. We don't have any reason to track it anymore, right? Next is CSI sidecar all-in-one. Designed for this cycle. There's a update offline, no major updates, still working on caps. So thank you to Yinchi for that update. Next is remove dynamic provisioning support from the host path entry volume design. This is design only. Implementation is currently blocked on Portworx. Carlery was working on this. Looks like we need to wait for until Portworx entry driver removal in 136. So maybe we should cross this out for this cycle.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, let me put a note here. Cross that out. Okay. Next is remove Git repo entry plugin announce official removal to allow deletion of code. So progress has been made here. KEP was approved by me and Tim and is currently going through PRR review. So thank you to Vinayak for picking that up. I'll mark this as started. I guess this is the same thing. So remove Git repo 1 year after announcement. So I'm going to go ahead and cross this out for now since this is tracking for future.
So the second one has the cap. The first one has
Oh.
a note that says announcement. So
Oh, I see.
that's why we have two.
Got it. Okay. This is so the way that the KEP is being designed is basically they will create a feature flag and they're going to start with just introducing the feature flag and then changing the feature flag to default to false to basically disable by default and allow folks to enable it if they still need it. And then at some point in the future, go ahead and remove it. So I think current milestone is you can say code cap feature flag enabled by default.
Does it go through alpha, beta, or this is different? This does not go
Yeah,
through.
they still need to go through the alpha beta process, I think.
Okay.
So let me do this. So the announcement, I guess. So let me copy this over here. And then I guess the announcement will be part of the KEP process or the feature process. It'll be in the feature notes. So Okay, that should do it. Next item, mutable CSI node allocatable property. Do we have Eddie? Looks like last status was PRR was already approved, ready for 133. We'll reach out to Michelle for API approval. So I'm going to mark this as no update for now, and we'll see. Hopefully this gets approved soon. Next is Cozy, move to V1 Alpha 2. Any new updates here?
I see Blaine is here. Blaine, can you do an update?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely something we're more actively working on now than we have in the past. I don't think this is going to meet the timelines for uh 1.33. So, and also this is something that I don't think, right, this isn't like in tree code, so we're not specifically tracking to a particular version, at least not at the moment.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. Thanks, Blaine, for the update.
Yeah, thank
Next
you.
is storage capacity scoring, how to sort.
I think this one, so there was a code submitted last time, which did not get merged by the code freeze deadline. So we're continuing with this one. I'm not sure if he has submitted a cap update yet. I think it's just the milestone changing from 1.32 to 1.33. The last time we have already got the cap merged.
Got it. Okay, we still got time to get that in, so. Next two items are not being tracked for this cycle, so I'll go ahead and skip over those. Then we have volume populator data source, add metric support and testing, move to GA in 133.
Yeah, so this one PRR is approved.
Nice.
So I create like we are waiting for one last change in the volume populator and then chain that with the changing feature gate in Kubernetes and chain that with the website update.
Perfect, almost there. Thank you, Sunny. Next is CSI migration for Portworx, GA in 133. Any updates on this one?
Yeah, the cap is already merged, and the code I need to double check. I forgot if the code is merged or not, but it's already definitely submitted.
Say code in progress. Okay, cool. Thank you, Xing. Next is always honor reclaim policy moving to GA. Anything new on this one?
Yeah, so this one Colorado has submitted a few PRs. So the cap, so I have approved it from Six Sword side, waiting for a PR review. And he also submitted PRs for the implementation. Those are being reviewed.
Cool. Sounds like it is well in progress. Next is integrate CSI volume limits with autoscaler. Any updates on this one?
No, not yet. I need to, this is design only for this quarter, so I'm yet to start on this. So I'll try to design for this quarter and yeah, hopefully we'll have an agreement to how to solve this.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you, Hamad. Next is kubelet enabled, or sorry, kubelet evented desired state of the world populator. I think this is a new item. Anything anybody wants to share on this one?
There is a cap that needs review.
Okay, cool. And that is alpha for this cycle. All All right, with that, we'll go ahead and switch back to our agenda doc. First item, progressing features. Xing, you want to talk through this one?
Right, so there is a email from SIG Architecture asking each SIG to go over the features they have been working on. If any feature has been stuck for a while, just check what is the problem and can we move forward. And for those that are already GA, just make sure that's locked. So we have those captured in, if you go to that Google Doc, we have the one tracking signal, yeah, this one. So here are the features. Yeah, so a lot of those, so I have added notes here, right? So some of those are we're targeting GA, we are moving to the next phase in 1.33. So house, we talked about that already. So cross namespace volume data source, I think this one is a little bit stuck because we have a dependency on another feature, reference grant, which is moving to SIG auth. There are actually some recent discussions on that enhancement issue. There is a feature called authorize with field and label selectors by SIG auth, and Jordan says that's possibly a building block for reference grant. So it sounds like there's still some ways to go until we have reference grant. And then once we have reference grant, we can move forward. So it's probably will take some time. And okay, next one. Yeah, that one we talked about that already. Owner PV recurring policy and the port box. So this persistent volume last phase transition time, probably we just need to do some cleanup. It's already GA, I think. Just need to remove the feature gate. Let's okay, recover that one. We just moved to data in 1.32. And there are a few secure Linux features which Yang has been working on. Yeah, those three are all Yang's. And the stateful set auto delete PVC, I think this one also the same thing. We just need to remove the feature gate, just need to do some cleanup at the end. And volume attributes class is in progress. So the only thing that's we need a little bit discussions. The last one, the volume capacity priority. So Kofi, he introduced this once a while ago, so 1.21. I pinned him, I didn't get a response. I'm not sure if anyone know how to get in touch with him. And then if you click on that, there's a Slack thread.
Yep.
So Clary, look at it. He was saying this feature is related to this storage capacity scoring, which we are targeting alpha in 1.33. I think then if that's the case, then we need to decide what do we do with the old feature, which is already alpha. So there was some discussion here. I'm just thinking we need to discuss this before we are doing anything with this one, because this storage capacity scoring is introducing a new feature gate. But does that mean we want to remove the old one or what? So I probably should, I'd like to ask Michelle. Michelle is not in meeting. She's probably familiar with the original feature.
Got it. I think Michelle should be back this week. We can ping her offline and hopefully she can provide input.
Okay.
I'll ping her on this afterwards as well. Cool. Thank you so much, Xing, for putting this together. And we'll help get follow up on this. Anything else on that item, Xing?
That's it.
Cool. We'll move on to the next one. Volume populator GA locked to true for feature gate.
Yeah, so I saw that there is a configuration of like you can lock the feature gate to true, but I'm just curious, like what's the standard of a feature should be locked to true or not for GA?
Typically, that should be locked to true.
Okay, so there was no like there is nothing saying like, oh, like we don't lock it.
Well, yeah, unless you know some special cases. That's why I think if you look at
Right.
it, the SIG architecture email, there is one feature has been GA, but it's not locked for some reason. So they're asking why it's not locked.
Okay.
I think specifically with volume populators, we were looking to see if there were, I think, more implementations and more different types of populators before we, I guess, move to GA. But now that it's GA, I don't see any reason why it should not be enabled.
Okay.
Cool. Next is also Sunny. Sunny, you want to walk through this one?
Yeah, so like we have a use case right now. Like on the node infer only tracks one number for the max attachment you can do to the node. And for GCP, we have a use case. It based on different disk types. The node actually has different attach limit. So I'm looking at like I'm just briefly researching like can we solve this in upstream? For example, have a map that based on different conditions that the node has different attach limits. But my question is that if I go down this route, I believe somehow the attach and detach controller needs to update the info on the node of like how many this type A is attached to the node. So is that like something we can do, or it's not
I think
something
we need
recommended
to make sure
attach
any
detach?
changes that we make are backwards compatible, and kind of think through all the backwards compatibility scenarios, right? Where, kubelet has been updated and controllers have not, or all the weird combos that can come up. And do it in a way where the old stuff will continue to work, even if this new field, it doesn't get populated properly for whatever reason. And beyond that, I think it is permissible to add additional fields to the core objects, but they need to go through that alpha, beta, GA process. So I can imagine, you can keep maybe the original field as is and add a new field with a map, and the original field maybe is the total of all volumes attached, and the map contains a breakdown. And for the new code that can understand the map, they can consume and use that information. The older code will continue to use the original field. So I think that seems like a reasonable approach. We'd have to go through the whole KEP process.
Okay.
The other thing I think to think through is make sure this is a feature that's usable outside of GCP. So ideally, somebody else on the call or someone else that we talk to also has a similar use case, so that we have a couple of implementations of this instead of just one.
Okay.
We
Because I
talked
know
about
I think
we
go ahead.
talked about this. We talked about this at KubeCon with Jordan and Michelle and Jan. We're all there. I think we have some notes. I should have some notes. Zing should have some notes about what was discussed at KubeCon. Some
Yeah,
sort of yeah.
talk to Michelle. Like she wrote the notes. Problem with GC is that it's not just one number per disk type, but there's hierarchy of disk types,
Yeah.
and they have different nested numbers. That was interesting. But
And they
yeah,
affect each other.
Yeah, it's very complicated.
I don't remember any other clouds with such strange attach limits. There is
The only other
AWS that shares limits between number of network cards, GPUs, and disks. But that's something slightly different.
the only other close case will be like VMware, which has which where the CSI driver supports both the read-write ones and read-write many volume types. Read-write ones, the block volume types have different limit compared to the shared volume types, read-write many volume types. And it's not properly exposed right now in the CSI driver. So 59 or something is the default limit that applies to all. It's non-ideal, but yeah. So yeah, Saad is already in that Google Doc, I think. I saw that Saad has commented on this.
Yeah, Sunny, do you have access to those notes that they're talking about? If not, can I'll open it up.
Is there a link?
That's the doc that we used at KubeCon, right? Kumar, you're talking about
Yeah.
that doc? Yeah, I
Yeah.
can
Find
I can
it.
put it
I'm
here.
not sure how public it is. Well, I can see Shing already
I
opened
can,
it.
yeah, I can, let me see. I can change this to anyone. Oh, anyone with the link can comment, so it should be good.
Sure.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I can add it. I can add it here. I think this should be okay.
But where is the... No,
What?
There
that's
were
not the
two.
document with...
Oh, are there another doc? I just have this one link. Okay, I can
Yeah,
put it
okay.
here. So
There,
put it here.
there was a dedicated doc. I mean, there is one I'm looking at it. There was
Okay.
another doc where Jordan commented. I do not. I'll have to figure it out. But he had a different idea of. I was proposing a hierarchical structure to support this. He had some cool ideas, but that we decided in the end will not work actually.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think the other doc is included.
Yeah,
The
it's
link is
lagging.
included in the first doc.
Okay. Awesome.
Awesome. So it sounds like a lot of discussion happened around this at KubeCon. Sunny, worth following up on those notes and taking it from there.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Cool. Any other topics for discussion today, folks? All right. I'm going to be out of office in 2 weeks. So the next meeting, Shing, are you comfortable running that without me?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, great. All right, folks. I will see y'all in a month then. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.